Hello, this is Mrs. Peña, and today we're going to learn about complex sentence. What is a complex sentence? A complex sentence is a sentence that contains an independent clause and one or more dependent clauses. An independent clause can stand alone as a sentence, but a dependent clause, even though it has a subject and a verb, cannot stand alone. So before I move on, let's talk about what's an independent clause. An independent clause expresses a complete thought and can stand alone as a sentence. What is a dependent clause? A dependent clause contains a subject and a verb. It begins with a subordinating conjunction. It does not express a complete thought, so it is not a sentence and it cannot stand alone. Over here, we can see an example. Because you love me. This is a fragment and cannot stand alone as a sentence. Let's take a look at an example. Here we have a sentence. Because you love me, I love you. Because you love me is a dependent clause and cannot stand alone. It needs to be joined to an independent clause. I love you. Subordinating conjunctions introduce dependent clauses. Here's a list of the most common subordinating conjunctions. We're going to use the acronym AWOOBIS to help remember. A is for after, A is for although, A is for as, W is for when, W is for while, U is for until, B is for because, B is for before, I is for if, and the S is for since. Here we have some complex sentence examples that begin with the dependent clause. After the tornado hit, there was very little left standing. You can see that we have the dependent clause first and a comma follows. Although he's sick, he came to work. As I was walking through the park, a cat frightened me. When she was younger, she believed in fairy tales. While you play, I will clean the room. Until you clean your room, you can play outside. Because I fell asleep late, I'm grounded today. Before you take a shower, finish your homework. If you study hard, you will succeed. When the dependent clause is last, you do not need a comma. Let's take a look at an example. He went to the doctor because he's sick. He went to the doctor is your independent clause, and because it is first, we do not need a comma to separate the independent clause from the dependent clause. That is it for complex sentences. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you.